Well, my friends, first let me apologize for the poor quality of sound. Uh, the camera I've been using for 2 years was a T-Mobile Galaxy Light, the T399 camera phone. Well, with the wife moving out and leaving me behind, she took that opportunity to have my phone terminated. Since the entire plan was in her name, that was her prerogative. That was almost a month ago. Now, I made arrangements for a different phone, and that's what I'm filming on now. It's a ZTE, and it's a piece of crap as far as the camera goes. Why am I using that instead of the T399? Because this morning the T399 decided to turn tits up and die. It won't even power on. I don't know why. I don't know what went wrong with it. It's crap. It's a paperweight. So, let me apologize for the poor sound quality. Damn planes. I can't even get 10 minutes without a plane going overhead. I'll edit that out. Now then, I've showed you my living quarters for the next few months. Now let me introduce you to my bedroom for the next few months. Yeah, you're looking at it. It ain't finished yet, but you're looking at it. Let's get started. I'll speed this up. Well, I'm going to need to adjust it a little bit, but it's up. Thank you, Law. Now all I got to do is get back up out of it. Whoa! Well, not easy for an old man with arthritic knees. I'm not that far up off the ground. Yes, I know, that seems a little bit high up. But when you're putting that much weight on it, it's going to give down a lot. Now, come back down one on this end. Oh, that's better. That's better. all I gotta do is get the tarp flying. Unfortunately, the stakes I have currently to use are not long enough or big enough for the soil up here. So I'm going to have to fashion a few stakes. I'll get back with you. Well, boys and girls, I can only say I wish you were here. Oh, nothing smells better than wood that smells like root beer. Come on, you got this one, right? What species of wood smells like root beer? Even my first and second grade students get this one right off the bat. You all let me know in the comments, because I'm not going to tell you. Let's see if Emberado falls climbing up that little hill to put in a stake. One thing is a sure and certainty. Embarado needs a bigger tarp. Because this one just barely covers. Let me take you out of the clamp and take you over and show you. This is supposed to have been a 10 by 10 tarp, and the hammock is supposed to be 9'6". I think they were a little short on their measurement for the tarp. See that prusik? Well, that's as tight as it's going to go with that, I think. Why that prusik won't go tighter, I don't know. There it goes. Okay, so let's go take a look at the other end. Same deal. It just barely covers the hammock. So that was supposed to have been a little bit bigger, I think, that tarp. Well, there's the one guy out stake. And over here in the front, to keep it a little higher, I went over the limb on that little dead sapling down to my stake there. Now let me be clear. Whilst the weather reports are for rain for the next several days, I don't expect any of it to be torrential. I expect it to be simply light rain. So that tarp should keep me dry when I'm sleeping. Now all I got to do is worry about getting the bug net up over it. So, because man, the skeeters in here would bleed you dead. So, you know what I've been doing as of the last days? Four days and I've almost killed a deep woods off. Almost, about a third, not even a third, a quarter left in it. But I'm on top of it. I got another one in the back of the truck. How do you like my baton? It was a piece of root beer wood too. Let's see who gets that clue. See if y'all are worth your salt as outdoorsmen. Let's have you send it private message instead of in the comments. That way I can see who actually knows what root beer wood is. Because like I said, my first and second graders get this one automatically. I don't have to coax them or teach them. They already know for some reason. And in setting up my camp here, my daytime living accommodations hook shack, and in setting up my sleep shack, I've had to cut exactly 2 saplings. 2. Now, there's one small tree sapling that's in the way, but I think I can manage without cutting it down. And that my tarp is rubbing against it there on the back side. We'll see. I may have to take it down. We'll see. Another one was right there. It was directly right under where the hammock is, and it was a little bigger around than my thumb. And then I had one right where my rear tire is. It was about that big around. Now, it didn't bother me to cut that one because it was interfering with this very nice large tree here. It was a seedling of that same tree, so it didn't bother me to take it down. There are plenty more of that around here, maple tree, as is evidenced right here in front of it. There's seedlings everywhere. They're all going to compete with mama tree. So cutting out a few seedlings and saplings is no hardship to the environment. Now, you're going to say, Embarado, why don't you have a ground campfire? Well, that's the other part of the piece of land I'm on. It's private property, and technically I'm trespassing. So I'm going to leave as little sign that I was here as I can possibly get away with. So therefore, I will be cooking in my little barbecue grill. I will have my fire up off the ground, so as not to leave a scorch mark in the dirt. Now, I will be leaving a pile of ash over in the weeds, spread it out as best I can, but ain't no two ways about it. And there are some trees in this area that are going to get cut down because they are dead standing. And they will become firewood until they're gone. And I'm hoping before that happens, before I exhaust the dead standing, I get my income flowing. Good news, good news. I got a letter from SSA. My case has been moved from the capital of Connecticut to up in New Hampshire. Kind of stupid, but it means there's movement on my case. The thing is, because I'm homeless, they have to speed up the process. And to speed up the process, they have to send my file to somewhere where it ain't so busy. And that would be Manchester, New Hampshire. But my lawyer has assured me that I will still be going to Hartford for my hearing. And it will probably be a telecommute video hearing. The judge will be the ALJ, judge, whatever you want to call him, will probably be in New Hampshire. And I and the lawyer will be down here, and their representative lawyer will be down here and get it settled and done. They still haven't yet given me a date. So, hopefully sooner rather than later. And as soon as thereafter as I can arrange it, I'm Tennessee bound and out of this state. God, I hate this state. I would imagine the skeeters in Tennessee aren't no different than the skeeters here. So, though I must tell you that just yesterday or day before I heard on the news that they found the first skeeters infested with West Nile here in Connecticut. But that's clear down by the coast. And I'm hoping to God that the skeeters here don't have it. Because the ones here are the vicious ones that are striped like tigers. And they is vicious. So, that's where we stand at the moment. Well, I tried to sleep in this hammock last night. I laid in it for 3 frickin' hours. I'm the kind of person who goes to sleep at the drop of a hat if I'm comfortable. So why did I lay in this hammock for 3 hours and not be able to get to sleep? Well, that's a simple matter. In the heat in question last night, I felt like I was suffocating. It was too damn muggy, too damn hot. This thing closing up around me like a cocoon. Now, when the weather cools off, I will try it again. But, as an old person with severe rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, etc., ad infinitum, getting in and out of one of these things is a miserable pain. Now, yes, I've slept in hammocks before in my life. Boy, am I glad I'm not paying for that idiot's rubber. Or for his motors. But those hammocks were all the kind that had the spreader bars on them. And I loved them. This, I've never slept in this style of hammock before last night. Never tried, I should say. And I still haven't slept in one. Like I said, when the weather cools off, we'll give this another try. But in the meantime, it looks like I'm going to be making some other accommodations for my sleeping. In just a minute, I will let you in on what I've decided to do for the moment. Let's go around here inside. I brought my bug net in here because I'm getting tired of buying all the expensive bug spray. And what I did was I used a little bushcraft ingenuity, and I put a crossbar on my overhead tarp pole, and then I cut a notch here so the ring sets in the notch so that my bug net can hang right here, And what I will do is I will put my chair, I will put a bucket so I can put my feet up, and I will sleep in my chair tonight and see if I can at least breathe. Because I'll tell you right now, the perspiration is just running off of me just from walking out to show you the hammock and talk to you. It is that bloody hot and muggy. So, we'll talk to you again later.
By the way, don't forget to